We're Andy and Jenna, better known as a couple travelers.
We've spent the last 5 years exploring the world, covering everything across theme parks, cruises, and resorts.
Jenna recently attended a sneak peek of Florida's newest theme park, Universal Epic Universe.
In this video, I'm sharing the many ways you can reduce your time in line at the park. Epic Universe is the first theme park to open in Florida in 25 years. The park features 5 theme lands or worlds that you enter through portals, and I recently was able to experience the park before it opened to the public on May 22nd. If one thing is clear, this is an amazing park, and I think the crowds are going to reflect that. So let's get into the purpose of this video, which is how you can experience Epic Universe with minimal wait times through Express Pass and VIP tours. Let's get into it. Now, Express Pass will hands down be the cheapest option to shortening your time in line. And with this option, you can purchase an Express Pass and it's gonna let you cut the line at most attractions one time during your stay. And at the moment, there are 3 rides that do not include Express Pass: Donkey Kong Minecart Madness, Harry Potter and the Battle at the Ministry, and Dragon Racers Rally. It will work on any of the other attractions and shows at Epic Universe. Now, if you've used Universal Express Pass over at Islands Adventure or Universal Studios Florida, you know that you can still end up spending a good amount of time in line. So I think the general rule is if an attraction has a 2-hour wait, with Express Pass, you could end up waiting up to an hour. Is it always just cutting the time in half? No. I've had a 2-hour wait and I walk on and I wait 5 minutes. But that's kind of the general rule, is that you still could have a good chunk of a wait up to half of what the line actually is with Express Pass. So if every single ride you're going on, you're waiting 45 minutes, you're still spending a lot of time in line, and it's not a true skip the line pass. So for Islands Adventure and Universal Studios Florida, what Universal is now calling North Campus, you can get unlimited Express Pass included if you stay at certain hotels, at Loews Royal Pacific, at Portofino Bay, and at Hard Rock Hotel. You'll automatically, as a perk for staying at those hotels, get unlimited Express Pass, which means you can cut those lines as many times as you want. It's not limited to one time. Right now, there are no hotels that include Epic Universe Express Pass. And even if you stay at Helios Grand Hotel, you're not getting Express Pass for Islands of Adventure or Universal Studios. And that is why I recommend working with a travel agent. They're gonna stay up to date on these things and these offerings and perks for staying at different hotels and with Express Passes. And it's good to work with an agent like myself who goes and frequents the places that they are selling to you. So I've already been to Epic Universe. I have a lot of information and knowledge to share with you. In fact, our last video just went through 15 of my best tips for your day at Epic Universe. So I highly recommend you like this video, subscribe to the channel, and go watch that video as well. But if you're interested in getting no obligation quotes for Universal, if you have questions, please reach out to me. I'll put my email in the video description below. Now, in addition to Express Passes, the other way that you can skip lines is with VIP tours for Epic Universe. And there are 2 ways to do that, with a private VIP tour or a non-private VIP tour. I just did an 8-hour private VIP tour at Epic Universe and saved over 9 hours of waiting in line, which is absolutely incredible. So now I'm gonna go through the 2 different types of VIP tours, and then later on in the video, I'll go into what we actually did on our tour. Now, the main difference between the 2 tours is that with private, it is more expensive, it is longer, and you're able to customize your itinerary. Whereas with non-private, it is cheaper, it is shorter, and it is more up to the guide to decide the itinerary, since they are working with 2 separate groups. Regardless of which tour you're on, they both can accommodate 12 people. So private is gonna be a group of up to 12, and with non-private, it is 2 groups of 6 together. And no, you cannot book 12 people in the non-private together. They will split you up so that you're not hacking the system, basically. The private tour is gonna be 8 hours, and the non-private tour is only gonna be 4 hours. With a private tour, that is fully customizable, so you are really in control. If you wanna go ride Battle of the Ministry 5 times in a row and just hang out in that one world for the day, that is your prerogative. But with the non-private tour, the guide is really gonna set the itinerary and kind of work to try to make everybody happy, because everyone's gonna have different wants and priorities for the day. So he's gonna hear your thoughts, but then he's gonna set it so he's kind of the one making all of the decisions. With the private tour, you get unlimited priority front of the line access. You're not gonna go through the express line. You're not gonna have any sort of a wait. You're just gonna be taken in through a special entrance and either go right to the pre-show or get right on the attraction itself. And you can also do things more than once, which is great. We did the Ministry 2 times in a row. Once we got off Stardust Racers, they asked if we wanted to ride the other side. It is completely what you want to do. There's no limit, essentially. First, with the non-private VIP tour, you're still gonna get that priority front of the line access, which is wonderful. And they kind of guarantee that in your 4 hours, you'll get to 6 attractions at least. But you're only gonna do whatever attractions you do, you're only gonna do it once as well. But cutting the line for at least 6, could be more depending on which ones you're actually doing, that is great in and of itself. With both tours, you're gonna get valet parking, which is great. But for the non-private tour, there's no food included, which is fine because you're really only there for 4 hours, so you could eat before and after. But with the private VIP tour, which is 8 hours, you're gonna get breakfast, lunch, and dinner included in the cost of the VIP tour. Then, when your tour ends, for the rest of the day, you're going to get express passes, which is great. If you are doing the non-private tour, you're gonna get regular express pass for the end of the day, which means all of the participating rides, you could cut the line 1 time. With the private VIP tour, once that ends, you're gonna get unlimited express pass for the rest of the day. So for all of those rides, you can go as many times as you want through the express pass lane. There's no limit. And then lastly, with the private tour, you're gonna get a 3-day photo package and 10% off merchandise. And if you're doing the non-private VIP tour, you're gonna get 10% off merchandise. If you have any questions about the different types of VIP tours, or if you wanna price this out for your own trip, again, I'm a travel agent. I would love to help you. It's completely free to work with a travel agent, which is great. So be sure to reach out to me. My email's in the video description below, and I'd love to help you plan your trip to Epic Universe. Now, I wanna go through everything that we got done on my 8-hour private VIP tour at Epic Universe and exactly how much time I saved in line. So before the park opened, we actually had, because of early park admission, we had 3 hours before our VIP tour even started. So since I knew we were gonna be able to cut any line that we want, as many times as we want, we decided to head into the park and just go to each of the 5 worlds and just kind of walk around and experience it. Because one thing about a VIP tour, like, you don't have time to like stop and like appreciate the surroundings. You're kind of just like going, making sure you're getting your money's worth for sure. So it was nice to have that like time in the morning where we just walked in, everyone's rushing to rides, and we just kind of like walked around and enjoyed all the land. And I got to go to all 5 sections and kind of experience it, like listen to the sounds I'm hearing, seeing what's going on, and really appreciate how really spectacular this park is. Our VIP tour then started around 11 a.m. and went until 7 p.m. Our VIP tour guide took us right to Super Nintendo World, and we banged out those 3 attractions in less than an hour, which was crazy. So we started off with Mario Kart Bowser's Challenge. It was a 60-minute wait when we got there, and you know, we were on in 5 minutes. We then walked over to Yoshi's, which had a 20-minute wait, and again, on and off in 5 minutes. Then the VIP tour guide kind of was pointing some things out in the land, which was really cool. That was one of the things I loved most about the VIP tour, were these little details that he would point out. Every time we went into a new land, he would give us the backstory of everything. And so it was nice to kind of hear that, especially it's a brand new theme park. I barely knew anything. I was kind of avoiding spoilers. Like, I didn't watch a lot of videos. I just wanted to like take it in for myself. So it was nice to get that backstory for everything before we then went into the land or onto an attraction. So I say like everything, like we're getting on the ride in 5 minutes, but it might have taken us 20 minutes to walk over there, and then we were getting some backstory, and then we were going in. So like time is definitely still passing, but the actual getting on an attraction part is super quick. We then went over to Donkey Kong Country and went on Donkey Kong Minecart Madness, but that one had a 75-minute wait, and if you remember from earlier in the video, there's no express pass for this, so unless you're rope dropping, you're gonna be waiting for this one, and again, we were on in 5 minutes. Our VIP tour guide then recommended that we stop for a water break at this point. It was already getting very, very hot because it was almost noon at this time. So we went to the freestyle machines. That is one of the tips that I mentioned in our last video, is to bring a reusable water bottle because you can get free ice water at all of the freestyle machines throughout the land. They also have water refill stations in a lot of the queues, so stay hydrated in this park. We then went over to Dark Universe and we did both of the attractions over there. So Monsters Unchained surprisingly only had a 10-minute wait. I know this is gonna be a lot longer once, you know, the crowds start coming in, but this was an amazing attraction. It was a 10-minute wait. We waited 5 minutes, and then we went over to Curse of the Werewolf. That had a 40-minute wait, and again, we went in the back entrance right on the attraction in under 5 minutes. At this point, we wanted a snack, so we went to Burning Blade Tavern, which is in Dark Universe, and got some snacks. I had the Hunter's Garlic Steak and the Burning Cheddar Bites, kind of shared them with a bunch of people. The Burning Cheddar Bites were definitely the thing to get here. So, so good. After we kind of sat and rested for a bit and had a snack, we headed over to the Wizarding World of Harry Potter, Ministry of Magic, to do Harry Potter and the Battle at the Ministry. I was so excited because this ride was supposed to be down for like 6 days for like filming, and we were on the last day and they actually opened it up a whole day early. They must have wrapped filming sooner than expected. So not only did they open it, but then they took away the virtual queue, so it was standby only. So everybody was so excited because if they had been in the park previously and didn't get to ride it, everyone was trying to ride it on this day. It was a 180-minute wait for this attraction at the time, and we went on it twice, back to back, which was so incredible. And the next day I had some other travel agents who were in the park that day, and it was up to a 300-minute wait. So the fact that we got to ride it twice when it was that high and we just went in the back was amazing. I will say the ride ended up having a delay right when we got there, so we kind of just sat on the floor and waited it out until it opened. So that is why when I say we would have waited over 11 hours for these attractions when I added up all the wait times, we ended up saving over 9 hours. It would have been a lot more if we didn't have to wait out the Battle of the Ministry when it was down. And I love how our VIP tour guide, you know, he took us right to the entrance of the attraction and was kind of giving us some backstory about everything, and he pointed out in one of the windows what is the smallest animatronic in the land, and he said, now we're gonna go ride the attraction and see the biggest animattraction in all of the land. So it was really nice to see the comparison between that, and just, again, hearing all of these little details that the VIP tour guide shared really just made our day. We then grabbed lunch at this time, and we wanted to eat at the cafe in the Wizarding World of Harry Potter. Highly recommend it. The food was really good here. I had the quiche and the lavender lemonade, which was delicious, but then we all got a bunch of butterbeer crepes to share for the table. And on the VIP tour, they gave us an hour for lunch. So we got to sit, kind of take a break, decompress for a bit, have some food, and then I used part of the hour to like go to the restroom again and shop around the Wizarding World as well. So you can kind of do with that as you wish. We then headed over to How to Train Your Dragon, Isle of Berk, and we went to the How to Train Your Dragon show. So because we were VIP tour, he had like reserved the time for us. So we just walked up. We were still a little bit early just to make sure that we weren't gonna miss it, but it was nice to, after lunch, to sit down at a show. The first thing I asked him when he said we were taking a lunch break was, what are we doing right after? Because if we're going to Stardust Racers right after lunch, that's gonna determine what I eat for sure and how much I eat. So it was nice that they kind of thought ahead and had the show right after we had lunch. But after that show, which did take up a good amount of time, just getting there early and then having the show itself, we then headed over to Dragon Racers Rally. This is another ride that doesn't include the express pass, so the only way to cut the line here is with a VIP tour. And this is that pendulum swinging ride that goes around. I didn't want to make it flip over just because I can easily get motion sickness, but it was a very nice, just kind of enjoying the ride. Really, really cute. That one was a 60-minute standby wait, and again, we were on in 5 minutes. It actually took a little bit longer because the ride seats 12. We were 12, but one of them was closed, so we did 2 groups of 6. So it was like the first group was on in 5 minutes, and then the second group was on 5 minutes after that. We were gonna do fire drill, but nobody wanted to get wet. So we kind of skipped that, but we could have very easily been on that ride in 5 minutes. And at this point, Hiccup's Wing Gliders was down. It went down literally as we were heading into the queue, and unfortunately it never went back up. On this day, we were looking all day. So we didn't get to do Hiccup's Wing Gliders, which was a bummer, but we definitely could have gone on and off that in 5 minutes. So then we decided to head over to Celestial Park and we did Stardust Racers. Stardust Racers had a 30-minute wait. We were on in 5 minutes. It did take a little bit longer at first because we had to go put our things in a locker. And at Epic Universe, they have face recognition for their lockers. So it's different than Islands of Adventure or Universal Studios Florida, where you would have to scan your park ticket and it's kind of like a small locker. You shove your things in there and make sure you have your ticket on you to go on the attraction. This one is just gonna scan your face. It'll give you a locker. They're actually good sized lockers. And then when you come back, it scans your face again and it'll open on the other side. So it was very easy to use. So that did take a little bit of time, but once we did that, we were on the ride very shortly. And then right when we got off, they asked if we wanted to ride the other side. So that was just, again, a great thing about VIP tours. If you wanna get on quickly, if you wanna do things more than once and really feel like you're getting like exclusive special access, this is the way to do it. Especially for the rides like Ministry, like Donkey Kong, that do not have Express Pass. It's basically you're standing by, you don't know how long the wait's gonna be, or you're doing a VIP tour. We then finished the day doing Constellation Carousel. That was a 20-minute wait, and we actually did end up waiting 20 minutes just because of how the system loads and rides. It's like we had gotten there, they had just done it, and it takes a while for everybody to like go around, get a seat, and then to like check the seatbelt. So besides when the Ministry was down, that was the longest we waited all day. So again, when I added up every ride we went on and what the standby was, it was over 11 hours that we would have been standing in line. We saved over 9 hours with this VIP tour, which is incredible. So I hope this was helpful in understanding the ways that you can shorten your time in line at Epic Universe, whether Express Pass is best for your family, a non-private VIP tour, or a private VIP tour, or just doing what you can throughout the day with your base ticket. It is a good idea to work with a travel agent and understand what your options are, especially for your budget. So again, if you're interested in more information, please feel free to send me an email, and you can find my email address in the video description below. But that's gonna be it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and follow us on social media at A Couple Travelers. And until next time, keep traveling.